Hey, good morning, everybody. Today it is Tuesday, November 18th. Can you guys believe this? I can't. Yeah, that's better. So I had to zoom out a little bit. So, yeah, today it is Tuesday, November 18th. I cannot believe it. But we are going to be doing these gorgeous I Dream of Jeannie bottle earrings. Yeah, let me see if I can focus in on the colors. This pair is really a cool lavender and olive green. Yeah. So we're gonna be making these. I have to make the second one. I've already got the first one. Here's the pair I made yesterday. Now these are a little bit different. This is not the pair we're gonna be making today. The pair we're making today is a bit bigger than this one. This is the blue one. And the blue one is a bit smaller. And it's easier. I mean, the blue one's a lot harder, excuse me. The one we're going to be doing today is a lot easier. So yeah, these blue ones are going out to a very special lady who lives in the land of Oz. And I don't mean like Wizard of Oz, I mean Australia. Yeah, they're going to Teza. So everybody come back after the intro. Let's get started. Yeah, come right back after the intro and we'll get started on these earrings. I forgot to tell you, so these earrings, the inspiration for these earrings were about probably 12 years ago. I made the very first pair that I ever made. And we had a customer that used to come to the De Anza flea market where I sold every month. Bruce and I would leave here at 4 in the morning to get to the Bay Area, set up, and be ready to go by 7:30. And we did this show every month for almost 8 years. And there was a customer, and she loved I Dream of Jeannie. And so she said, Richard, can you make me something that looks like this? And she had an I Dream of Jeannie bottle. And I said, oh, I can come up with something. And yeah, I did. And I think I've made probably, oh my gosh, 15 to 20 pair of these. And I think Monica has 3 pair of them, all different, little bit altered styles and colors. But yeah, we're gonna be doing this pair today. And did you guys know that Jeannie, the Barbara Eden character, was a 2,000-year-old Jeannie, and that the show ran from 1965 to 1970? Yeah, it was an American sitcom that ran for 5 years back then about a genie in a bottle. And we all used to love when she'd go, yeah, it's like, we always wanted that power. I don't know about living in a bottle because me being 6'3 and a half, 6'4, but her bottle was pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna come right down here. We're gonna rotate down here and let's get these started, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna use about 4 feet of thread. I'm using Fireline. I always use 4 feet. That's my wingspan. So to do this one, we need 2 air wires, of course. I keep bending. See, these are free spinning. These are very, very, very pretty. So let's get started. So we're gonna need 4 rondelles per earring. These are a 6x8. These are in the prettiest color. It's like a carnival glass. Yeah, look at the AB on that. And then, so these are 6x8s. These are 3x5s. Now, if you look on the blue one, I put a bigger one, which is a 4x6. Yeah. So you're gonna need 2 of those per earring. Now you don't have to put them on if you don't want. I like 2. You're gonna need some size 8s. You're gonna need some size 11 seed beads in 2 colors. This is a light orchid transparent AB. And then here's a galvanized gold seed bead. So here we go, let's get started. So, whoops, sorry you guys. So we're gonna pick up, to start off, we're gonna pick up one of our large rondelles with a size 8, a rondelle, a size 8, a rondelle, a size 8, oops, our last rondelle, and our last 8. We're gonna pull these down to the thread. And if you guys can tell, I've got a new, what is the color of this? This is Harbor Island. Harbor Island. This is honor of Ellen. This was Ellen's favorite color of blue. So we're just gonna pick this up. We're gonna go back up through all of these, starting at the bottom or the tail. So we're just going through all these beads again. You can tie a knot if you want, but if you do not tie it tight. I'm not gonna tie a knot. I'm just gonna go through the next rondelle and the next size 8. Just like that. Actually, I'm gonna, so right here, we're coming out of this 8. Which color did I pick up? I did these last night at like 1:30 this morning. So the purple is my main color. So you're gonna hear me referring to main color, color B. So we're coming out of the 8. We're gonna pick up a main color, go through the rondelle. Remember, rondelles are crystal. They will slice your thread. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put an 11 in front and past the 8. So we're gonna pick up a main color, go through that 8, pick up a main color, Go through the next rondelle. And we're going to do that for 3 more size 8s. So we're going to pick up a main color, go through the 8. Sorry, my hands are shaking. I've had way too much coffee. So we've got one here and one here. So basically we're putting a main color, if you want to think of it this way. We're putting a main color in front of and just past the whole of the crystal. So I want you to go through that 8 and the 11. And you should have this. Now, do not worry about your thread showing there. We're going to fix that here in just a minute. So I want you to go through the next crystal, come out that first main color size 11. So I want you to pick up an A, B, and an A. So we're going to pick up an A, a B, and an A. And we're going to build a little picot. So we're going to just go skip that 8 and go into the next main color, crystal, main color. So now that's going to put that little picot over that 8. So we're going to do that 3 more times, okay? So we're coming out of an A. We're going to pick up an A, a B, and an A. Go through the next A, crystal, an A. We're going to do this 2 more times. Now, the only reason I'm having you pick up the B is because when we go back through these and start doing the embellishment, it gives this little pop of color. I'll show you. See that pop of color right there? You don't have to do that, but I like that little pop of gold right here. Yeah. See that little pop of gold right there? So I've got one more set. So I'm going to go A, B, and an A. We're going to go through the A, crystal, and A. Okay? And I want you to go forward through the remember we just picked up that A, B, and A. I want you to go through the A and the B. So I want you to come out of that point. Okay? So now we're going to pick up 8, color A, and we're going to go from this gold to that gold. Okay? So we're going to go from point to point. So we're going to pick up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go into the next. And we're going to do that 3 more times. Okay, so that's going to go up and over that. So we're going to do that 3 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to go into the next point. We're going to do that 2 more times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I've got 3, and see how it's already starting to draw up and over the top of this? We're going to do our last set of 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to go through that last, which is the point we were originally coming out of. And I want you to reinforce this whole round. So you're going to go through the 8s, the golds, the 8 seed beads, you don't have to go through them all at once. Go through that next contrast. Go through the 3rd set of 8 seed beads. Do not skip this contrast color, because if you do, your thread's going to show and your earring will not lay correct. We've got this last set. We're going to be able to get rid of this working thread here in a minute. And then I want you to go through that original contrast color we were coming out of. Now, if you want, you can just take this thread, poke it. If you tied a knot, you can cut it off. I'm just untwisting my piece. Okay, so we've got 8 seed beads here. We've got a contrast, 8 seed beads, a contrast, and 8 seed beads. We've got that 4 times. I want you to go up through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's going to leave 2 of your 8s. Now we're going to place a size 8 seed bead right here. So we're going to pick up an 8. We're going to skip 2 A's. We're going to skip that B and 2 A's and go through the next 4 middle. Remember how we picked up 8? We've got 4. Let me grab my awl. We're going through the 4 middle. We're skipping the first 2. We're skipping the last 2 of that 8, those 8 seed beads. Now, when you see this, it places that 8. I'm going to get rid of my starting tail. So we're going to do that 3 more times. So once again, we went through the 4 middle, we're going to pick up a size 8. We're going to skip those 2, that gold and the first 2. And we're going to go through the middle 4 of those 8 that we picked up. We're going to do that for a total of 4 times. Now, if you want, you could have pulled out 4 size 8s at the beginning of this round, so you know when you're done with your beads, you know you put all 4 on. That's how I used to teach the senior beading babes, the group of ladies. I'd always say, you know, okay, we're gonna do round whatever, 3, 4, this is what you need. Pull out this many beads. So we're gonna pick up our last 8. We're gonna skip those 2, that 1, and those 2. And this is where you might have to use your needle to get in there. Okay, so what that does, think of it as a baseball diamond. Yeah, it kind of looks like a baseball diamond, huh? Yep. So I want you to go forward through that size 8 seed bead. So, see these 4 big seed beads? We're going to place 3 of our contrasting color between each of these big seed beads. So we're going to pick up 3, go through the next large seed bead, which is your size 8 seed bead, pull away from you. We're going to pick up 3 of our contrasting color or color B, go into the next size 8 seed bead. So see how it's placing that second little inside picture frame. I'm going to pick up 3, go through the next size 8 seed bead. So now I'm going to put the last 3 on. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go through this green, and then I want you to go through all of these beads that we just put on. Okay. So we're going to go through the large one, 3 of our beads and the large one. Three, the large one. And now we're going to go through the last 3. So we went through all 12 of them. 3, 6, 9, 12. I want you to go through that next size 8 and the first 2, the first and the second of that first set of 3. Okay. What I want you to do, we're going to pick up a main color. We're going to place that in the same place we put these. So we're going to make 4 new points. So see how we have 3 of our B color? I want you to skip the first one, go through the middle one. Pick up a main color. Go through the middle. Pick up a main color. Go through that middle. So I'm going to put the last one on. So we're going to go through that middle one. And then I want you to go through all of these 4 beads that we just put on. Just the 4 beads. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now go through them again. 1, 2. That's why I like to have 2 colors of seed beads. Just makes it easier to see them. Cool. So the bottom of the earring is done. See, that's the bottom of the earring. Right there. Pretty cool, huh? So I'm gonna go through these 4 middle main colors. I'm gonna go down through the last 2. I'm going to go through this gold, purple, another purple. We need to be coming out of a crystal. And then remember how we put that A, B, and A on? We're going to do that again. So I'm going to go through that A right there. A is main color. Okay, now the first thing you're going to notice is whereas when we did this side, we were going counterclockwise, which I always say, you know, stitch away from you. Well, when we flip it over, we're going to do this one coming toward us. So we're going to go clockwise. Now we're going to do everything the same on this side that we did on this side, but I'm going to move this contrast or my color B over. Makes it just a little bit easier. But we're going to add this top part that sticks up to make the top of the bottle. So we're going to add 2 rounds. So remember we picked up that A, B, and the A. We're going to do the same thing. A, B, and an A. We're going to skip that size 8 seed bead, go through the A, crystal, and the A. Okay, that places that little picot right there, the first one. We need to make 3 more. So we're going to go A, B, A, skip that big 8 right here. We're going to go through this A, crystal, and A. We're going to go through 3 beads. That makes the second picot. Pick up an A, B, and an A. Skip that big bead. We're going to go through the A, crystal, and the A. Place that third picot right there. Now you can move that center bead. Now if you notice, I'm glad I caught this, I picked up one too many A's, so I need to take that one off. Taking my needle off, and I'm gonna pick those beads up again. I always take the needle off because I do not like to back through, because that's how you get tangles. That used to make Ellen so. Ellen and Betty Yee hated taking their needles off. So now I have the correct beads on, an A being an A. I'm going to go through that A, crystal and A. Now when I look, I have that little picot. I'm going to put the last one on. We have the first one, the second one, the third one on. I'm going to put the last one on. So we've got an A, B, and an A. We're going to skip that big one, go through the A, B, and the A. And remember, we stepped up and came out that first point. So now we're going to pick up 8 and go from this point to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go from this point to this point. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go from that point to this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go from that point to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go from that point to this last point, or the very first point that we started. So that's the fourth one. Remember, now we're going to reinforce all these. So we're going to go through 8, that point, the 8, the point, the 8, to where we're going to go through all 8, 16, 24, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So we're going to go through all these and come back out of this one that we're coming out of. We're just going to go through all these and reinforce this round. Remember to not skip any beads. You can rotate this in your hand if you want. Makes it a little bit easier. Don't try to go through all of them at once. You won't be able to. There's my second set of 8 beads. I like to turn this over and work away. I always just find it easier. Oh, I have a kitty hair there. That was my third set. Here's the last set. So remember, we got to come out of the bead that we started at. So that's nice and drawing up. So now, remember, we're going to skip this 2 and go through the center. I mean, we're going to go through 6 beads. We're going to go through 1, 2, and come out the 6th bead. So all I did was go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gotta get rid of this hair, it's driving me nuts. So now we can go back to the direction I like to go in. So remember, now we're gonna pick up an 8 and we're gonna place it in these corners, okay? So we're gonna skip the 2, 1, and the 2 and go through the 4 middle beads. Pick up a size 8, which is your big bead. We're gonna skip those 2, the point and the first 2, and go through those 4 middle color beads. And we're gonna do this for 2 more times. We're gonna place the 3rd one and the 4th one. So like I just said, I've got 2 on. I'm gonna put the 3rd one on. So we're gonna skip 2, 1, 2. I'm gonna go through the center 4. And we're gonna put the last one on. Takes us right back to where we were. I want you to reinforce this row. So we're gonna go through the big one, the 4 middle ones, the big one, the 4 middle ones, that big one, 4 middle ones, that big one, and the 4 middle ones. So I'm going to go forward through that first. So now we're going to place those 3 color beads between each of the, let's call it the big bead. So there's the first 3. Oops. Sorry, I yanked it right out of my hand. Here's the second set of 3. Third set of 3. That's Bruce over there. He's eating his lunch with 0. And here is the last set of 3. Now you're going to notice that these are kind of doming. That's quite all right, because now we're going to go through that middle one. Okay, so we need to step up through the first one and the second one. Okay, now right up here, this is where we're going to place this green one right here. Now we placed, instead of a green one, we put a little main color size 11 here on the bottom. We're not going to do that. So we're going to pull aside 4 of our big beads. So we're going to pick up one, go through that next middle of these 3. Going to pick up a big bead, go through that middle, pick up a big bead, which is our size 8. I should be saying size 8 seed bead. Last one. Okay. Now I want you to step up through that first big bead. Okay. Now we're going to do the very last bead, which is our main color. So see how you've got these 4 sitting right up on top here, like a little crown up here? We're just going to place a main color between here. I like the way it looks better. Makes it look like the top of I Dream of Jeannie's bottle. Yeah, can you believe that Jeannie was she was supposed to be a 2,000-year-old Jeannie? I think that's pretty funny. So now we're just going to go through all 8 of these beads. That's my stomach. Sorry, everybody. I just ate a bagel too, but five and 6, 7 and 8. Now I'm going to tie a 1/2 hitch. Pull tight. Go through a couple more beads. And we are ready to string on or put our head pin on. Go down and put the ear wire on. So we're going to work down into the beadwork. Remember, you do not want to skip any beads. If you skip beads, your thread's going to show. And I can guarantee you do not want that. Hopefully you guys will try this. It's very, very, very simple. It looks very complex, but it's not. It's just netting stitch. Every single bead stitch has a name, and this is netting. So I'm going to burn my thread off. Now, see how you can see the difference? In the top of the earring, right up here versus the bottom. The bottom's flat. The top has that really cool so yeah, isn't that cool? I love these earrings. Look at that. Now you can do these as big as you want. You could use a bigger rondelle, which means when you use a bigger rondelle, you have to do, remember where we picked up these 8s? You have to increase it by 2. So every size up you go, you're going to increase that 8 by 2. So you'd go 10, 12, whatever, just to get over that bead. But yeah, I've made these with really, really big rondelles before. I've even made them with this size bead, in a round. So there we go. The earring is basically done. I'm going to move these beads out of the way. I'm going to grab my 2 3x4 rondelles. Now, on the bottom, I did a size 8 and a rondelle, and then on the top, a rondelle and a size 8, just in reverse. So we're going to grab our head pin. So we're going to pick up a size 8, a rondelle. We're going to go up through the bottom. So we want to make sure, see those 4 beads right here in the middle? We want to go right up the middle and up that top. Okay. And we're going to go rondelle, size 8. Just like that. I'm going to grab my flat nose pliers, which are these. I'm going to grab it right at I'm going to touch right next to the, aren't those cool? And then I'm going to bend. I'm going to grab my wire cutters. I like to cut about 1/4 of an inch. Oh, I don't know where that went. So we're going to place the air wire on. Do not open it, or you can break it. There you go. You've got your set of I Dream of Jeannie earrings. Master. Very cool, huh? Very pretty. Someone would love to get these. Yeah. So I hope you guys had fun. Hope you take the time, try it. It's not hard at all. It's actually a very, very easy stitch. It's just all kind of one of those things. Whatever we did on this side, we're going to do on the other side. Yeah. I love these colors. I'll zoom in a little bit. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah, look at that color. Love that color. Yeah, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Try netting. Just remember, I will leave links below on where you can get quality seed beads. You always want to buy quality seed beads. You do not want to buy cheap dollar store beads, especially with your seed beads. Your seed beads, you do need, I only use Miyuki or Toho. Ming Tree seed beads are great from Fire Mountain Gems and Beads. You can buy seed beads from John Bead. In fact, I'm going to show you the earring information of the earring wires I bought. Yeah, these are very, very nice. And Emma over at Baby Squirrel Beading, she turned me on to these. But here is the item number. Yep, right there, from BB Craft. They're through Amazon. They have tons and tons of ear wires. And this package of ear wires here's the really pretty silver ones that I put on the blue set. These have a complete different wire on them, but I'll show you what the difference looks like. Here's that ear wire. And then here is the gold colored ear wire. Yeah. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by Real Man Craft 2. Hopefully you'll try these I Dream of Jeannie earrings. Yeah, you'll love them. They're actually a blast. Take care, everybody. I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. See you, everybody.